How's it going, XRP holders? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all your support. But yeah, let's take a look at what's happening with the market right now as we are going into Friday morning. So looking across the market, a lot of coins are up. A few coins are down a little bit, nothing too crazy. As far as XRP is concerned, we're seeing a little bit of a minor pullback, of course, of about 1.6% in USD comparative, as well as about 2.1% in BTC comparative. The price of XRP is currently sitting at $2.06. Market cap at $120.3 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $2 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So, China halts all liquefied natural gas purchases from the US. Are we going at this all over again? Something we've been discussing over the last few days on my channel. I am not getting excited as of now, about this tariff pause. There's a lot to, kind of keep in mind. We need to come up with some sort of a resolution, especially between China and the US, because they're going kind of back and forth. Yes, we have heard hints that, they're going to come up with an agreement, but it doesn't seem like it as you are looking at this news kind of going live. But let's see what happens. Let me know down below what you guys personally think about this. But moving over to XRP. So Jake says XRP ETFs may be closer than we think, and major players are already stacking through OTC. Don't get left behind. Now let's pause here. What have we been discussing on my channel on a regular day-to-day basis? Because, the question that you tend to get every single time is the fact that, the price of XRP is not going up. Number one, from November levels, it has gone up tremendously. Number two, OTC volume needs to be studied. These big, whales, these institutions that want exposure, they're buying OTC. Why would they, and I've said this 1,000 times on my channel, why would they buy on the market? Because of course it's going to have a reaction to that specific purchase. So again, OTC accumulation is happening, and I do believe not a lot of people are paying attention to the OTC side of things. And I like how Jake kind of brings this up as well, because this is something we've been discussing on my channel for quite some days. But look at the Wolf of Wall Street says Hidden Road receives broker dealer license after Ripple XRP acquisition. So are they going to also offer crypto? Why not? Why wouldn't they? The demand factor is insanely high. So, was this Ripple's entire plan to begin with? And obviously, kind of have that, first mover advantage. The fact that, it has that broker dealer license, I think, Ripple has done such a strategic move, because let's think about it. Banks can't, be brokers as of now and, offer those broker services, even though you have gotten the green line. Of course, it takes time to, get that infrastructure set in place. Ripple is getting ahead of the competitors, and I think they could take huge advantage of this with this Hidden Road broker dealer license that they just received. So let me know your personal thoughts down below regarding this. But look at this, this broker-dealer license is a huge deal, since it opens the door for institutions like hedge funds and market makers to engage with digital assets, including XRP, through a fully licensed U.S. partner. That means they now have access to financing, custody, and clearing services in one-stop shop. And again, Ripple, I think your main focus is to have that one-stop shop for these institutions to come in and get that exposure that they need, and so they don't have to go through product to product. So very, very big news that again a lot of people I think are overlooking. Moving forward, of course, this right here, Hashkey Capital announced launch of Asia's first XRP tracker fund with Ripple as an early investor. And lastly, the tokenization race isn't open to everyone. The UK's Financial Conduct Authority has one of the strictest crypto firm approval processes in the world. Fewer than 10% of the applications are approved to operate. Hidden Road partners a prime brokerage platform serving institutions in one of the few is one of the few firms to receive the FCA approval. Huge again, like I said. This level of regulatory clearance puts Hidden Road in a rare company, and now they've partnered with Ripple. This partnership signals a major step forward in compliant real-world assets tokenization with Ripple's infrastructure and Hidden Road's institutional access. The stage is being set for a small circle of regulated firms to dominate the space. Another FCA-approved firm, Archex, is already using the XRP ledger to tokenize assets, showing Ripple's broader strategy to position XRPL as the go-to blockchain for regulated tokenization. Hidden Road's entrance only strengthens that case. The future of RWA tokenizations will be built by institutions with licensing, infrastructure, and partners like Ripple behind them. Very, very, very big stuff happening. But let's now take a look at what's happening with the price, and then we'll kind of wrap it up from there. If you're looking at the dominance, of course, it went up to 64.1%, something that, isn't a big surprise to anyone on this channel. You did see, obviously, the dominance pull down since then, but again, guys, it's still at 64%, which again is quite large. Looking at the Bitcoin price, Bitcoin's pretty much ranging within the 38.2 fib zone. Obviously, we haven't really broken above this 86k range, which I've been speaking to you guys about quite a bit. Of course, really, really important for us to break above there. But the fact that we've been ranging, pretty much breaking since breaking into the 38.2 again on the 11th is nice. We haven't really lost the 38.2 support line, which again is good thing as of now. But let's take a look at what's really happening with XRP's price right now. So let's take a look at XRP's price on the hourly time frame. If you're looking at it on the hourly time frame here, you guys can see this for yourself. The price is just below, once again, the 38.2. Obviously, still ranging within this accumulation pattern. Of course, dominance being so high right now, and obviously BTC seeing a little bit of a minor pullback also has impacted XRP a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, obviously still holding really, really good in my opinion. Let me know down below what you guys think right now. What are your personal thoughts on everything we've discussed? If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that red subscribe button. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.